This is Kevin Menon with Outside the Games. Welcome to our show. It's nice to have you with us. Of course, familiar spot. You've seen us here before. We are at JB Barnes facility here, though, at Pro Baller 7-on-7 facility here in Hillsboro, Oregon. We are talking to some of their players on the 7-on-7 team. We actually have one here with us, Jalen Owens. Jalen, pleasure to have you on our show.
Thank you.
Yes. Jalen Owens is a class of 2021. He's a defensive back and a slot receiver. He plays for the Sunset Apollos in the 6A, what used to be the Metro League, but it's 6A. Jalen, so we talk a little bit about family life and football, okay? In this case right here, we start with family. And Jalen, why we start with family is because it's kind of your foundation. It's kind of pillars, right, of who you are. What's what makes Jalen who he is today. So tell me how you would define family, Jalen.
Probably someone who's always supportive, respectful, like someone you're always around, some people you can always trust. So like people you can always look forward to, or someone that's always there for you no matter what's going on.
Right. And they're available. Would you use that word? They're available. And I think you look at it too as parents, they have to sacrifice, right? Is that something that kind of stands out to you, is sometimes your mom and dad's sacrifice they do for you?
Yeah, they take a lot of sacrifices as far as me, for sure, for football, with me training and my 7-on-7, all the money that's getting paid for, that's going on me. So they're taking a lot of sacrifices to make sure that my dream, or I can live up to my dream and my potential.
I mean, don't get it twisted, Jalen. I tell you, I could think of a laundry list of items right now they're spending on gas, money, or it's all money, but gas, food, time, away from whatever plans that they have. And really, sacrifice for them is mom and dad. Mom and dad have mom and dad time. So, they have to spend time together sometimes, but it's all for Jalen Owens, right? So, with family though, talk a little about your mom and dad. Let's first start with mom. What kind of characteristics does she have that you find to be very helpful for you in your development as a person?
She's always gonna be there for me, or she's always there for me no matter what. She's always asking if I need help with anything, or if I'm okay, or if she sees anything wrong, she's gonna be there to help me. So she's always taking her time out to come watch me play when she has to, or if she can, she's always going to be there.
And the thing about moms out there, for their student athletes, right, and their sons and daughters, is that they're kind of a nurturer, right? They look after you. Hey, son, you played a real good game, or you did well. They're there for the comfort and to provide some support there for you that way, right? What about dad? Let's talk about dad now.
My dad, he's basically been there throughout everything. He always takes me to practice or to games when he has work. Like he takes a lot of sacrifice to make sure that he's at everything that I have going on. So he's pretty much been there for everything that I've been going through, or my whole journey. He sees my improvement and everything.
Right. Could you think of a time when maybe you were having a difficult time, as maybe a student, or maybe even an athlete? Tell me what each one has done. Have they done anything for you to maybe pick up your spirits just a little bit?
They were both, as far as sports, because sometimes I could get down when I'm not doing too good, but they'll make sure that it doesn't go to my head. And as far as school, they'll always be there to try to help me out with my schoolwork or with anything that I have a problem with, so then they'll make sure that I'm straight.
There you go. Now, we talk a little bit about good old-fashioned mentorship, okay? Mentors are huge. They play a huge role when you talk about, even the NFL athletes. You hear them today. They talk about mentors, how they have been able to help them. Who are your mentors, Jalen, and why? Well, how do they help you?
I would say JB, Deshaun, and my dad would be my mentors, because they're who I've been training with. They're who I've been spending most of my time with, as far as coaching with 7-on-7 or with training. So they help me out with things, even with some life problems that I have. They'll give me advice.
That's nice. That's nice. Do you feel that mentors are pretty important for a student athlete's development? Do you think they play a big part?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the time away from mom and dad,
Mhm.
somewhat.
Yeah.
There are those times you are away from mom and dad,
Mhm.
sometimes 8 hours of the day.
Yeah.
And JB, Deshaun, and some of the ones you mentioned are those ones that are there for you to kind of provide you some kind of balance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. For you, let's get into the student side, okay?
Mhm.
Sunset High School. You've been there now. Going to be your third year coming up here next year.
Yep.
You're going to be going into your junior year,
Mhm.
class of 21. Take me through a student athlete challenge. Now you could remember, and I always talk to student athletes about this. You would remember a time where you were new to Sunset. You remember that day?
Yeah.
Remember that day? Orientation of some sort, not knowing where things are at, maybe have a locker or not. Where's my first period? Where's my third period? Where do I go? Where are things at that I need to go? And literally the first day is a frenzy because you're trying to figure out where things are at.
Yeah.
Take me through what student athlete challenge you had back then.
Really, like getting to know more people as far as my classmates that are around me in my class. So just in case I need help.
Right.
And just the environment of Sunset, coming to a new school, because coming from Cedar Park to Sunset, it was a bit different, knowing people, the teachers and everything. So that's it.
Yeah. With you look at your junior year now. You're going into junior year. You're finishing up your sophomore year strong, right?
Yeah.
It's your junior year. What's different
Like,
as a student athlete now? Student athlete challenges. Is there anything? What are you facing now going into your junior year now?
I gotta manage my time better. I would say I would have to start managing my time, because going into junior year is gonna be really serious that my grades are good, and my grades and my playing time, or my grades and my highlights or whatever on the field, are good, so they both play a part, so then the colleges can notice me.
You want to know a word kind of stands out to me right now, what you're saying? Balance.
Yeah,
You have to balance the load,
Yeah.
right? Because sometimes you can go overboard on one and forget the other and go like, oh man, what am I doing? I got to think about this. So you have to find a way. It's, if anything, that a student athlete challenge would be, find a way to balance that. You can do both good, right? And give them the necessary attention, each one of those, right? Media, when it comes to handling social media, how does Jalen Owens handle social media?
I really I don't really care about social media that much. Like, I know getting like people with the huddle highlights, having to get their film out there on the media, basically, like, that'd probably be one thing I would use the media for. But other than that, like any negative things on the media, I really wouldn't pay attention to it.
Right.
Like if it's towards me, I wouldn't pay attention to it.
How should a person, though, if you were to give some advice to a person that is on social media, how should they handle social media? How should they view it?
It could be something for free time, or it could be something that's helping you out, or get out there, or get noticed. I feel like that's what social media is. That's what social media is for, to like get noticed about something, or it's just there for your free time to look at something funny, get your hopes up. Or as far as football, motivation, because there's some motivational posts that
totally
get you good.
Those are good, motivational, encouraging, right, type things. So we're going to dig deep now. You as a student at Sunset High School, okay? Let's take you as a student, and you go to a classroom. Where's Jalen Owens sitting?
Usually in all my classes, I'm towards the front of the classroom.
Okay. Why is that?
Really, I don't know. I just feel like if I'm in the front, I'll pay attention more. If I'm in the back, I feel like I'll just kind of just screw off. So I'd rather be in the front so I can take care of my grades.
Do you find that sometimes sitting in front, though, it shows something different to the teacher?
Yes.
Does it?
Yeah.
Does it send a message to the teacher in a sense that you're serious about the books?
Yes.
Yeah. What is Jalen Owens' favorite class?
Right now, I would say I'm starting to like Linton Comp more, because more like writing about my life. Because right now we're having more free time or writing about ourselves, so I could write about a lot like sports, school, my life, with a lot going on. So it's really like I can explain myself.
Kind of expressive writing.
Yeah.
Would you say a little bit? Yeah. You can put pen your emotions on paper, right?
Yeah.
Least favorite class. Now I'm not trying to throw any teachers under the bus, but least favorite class you could think of.
I would say math right now.
That's a challenging one for a lot of student athletes.
Yeah.
How so? What
I
seems to be your struggle with it?
I think getting to know stuff, because in my math, it's like every class is something new. So I might not know something that we went over before, and then we go to something new, and I could get a little far behind, just a little bit, because I don't know what we're doing every time. And then having to get help is kind of a little struggle.
It's a little struggle, and I think the word would be keeping up, right?
Yeah.
So when you look at that, what seems to be, now you're in, what kind of math are you in, algebra?
Yes.
Okay. I mentioned this to a student athlete before. Have you heard of the FOIL method?
No.
Okay. First, outer, inner, last on equations. So that used to be a FOIL method that a lot of teachers used to teach. But for you, when it comes to the classroom and a student athlete, okay, do you feel that time management is huge?
Yeah, because having to do sports and having to do homework, dealing with like studying and all that, and you have to put it in after you get home with your sports. So after practice, you're tired and everything. So you're not really gonna want to study or anything. So like you're gonna have to force yourself to do it and get your time management right, like how I'm trying to do right now, so then I can get ready for next year. Because knowing it's gonna be a big year, I'm gonna have to do that.
Be a big one. The harder classes, I think they start to get a little harder.
Yeah.
But I think by your senior year, if you do what you need to do for junior year, it's going to be a little bit easier senior year. Let's talk a little bit about what teachers, their personality in a sense with teachers. Let's dig deep here from this standpoint. What qualities do you think a teacher has to have in order for a student to be successful?
I would think if they see a student struggling, they should put in effort to help, but also the student should, to get help, so then they make sure that they don't get behind a lot. So really just helping the student out so they can build their confidence in that class. I think that's what a teacher should do.
Now we're going to put it to the student now. What does the student have to do to get the best out of the teacher?
I think they should put more effort, or they should make the teacher know that they're trying to put in effort, like doing homework, asking questions, like going in during free time or after school.
Right.
So then they can show the teacher that they're serious about it.
So yeah, you were talking about basically a student and how this teacher get the most out of you. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they know that you're a student athlete, right? Does this team at Sunset take you being a student seriously? Classes and things like that. Maybe setting time to prepare for study hall?
Yeah, we have a AT period, so we can move or go see our teachers to get help, and we use that basically for like an hour and a half every other day of the week.
Okay. Let's talk 7-on-7. Pro baller 7-on-7. It's your first year with 7-on-7, right?
It's my second.
Second year with pro baller.
I was with JB last year, but we had a different
team, different league. How do you feel about? Let's first of all take 7-on-7 in general, because a lot of high school coaches do not like 7-on-7. They've made that clear because they feel that you need to go to a 7-on-7 team. These 7-on-7 organizations take something away sometimes from the athlete that they've taught or they've installed or instilled into the student athlete. How do you feel about 7-on-7?
I think if you're serious about football, you should do it, because it'll get your technique up, it'll get your skill set up, For sure, it'll get your skill set up. Like with JB, what he's been doing with me, he's getting my defensive back skills up every time we practice, every time we play, and it shows. It shows every time he teaches me something. I go out there and do it, and it's an improvement.
It's funny on how you're taught something, then you remember in the time of needing to put it in and implementing it, right? Right? Critical play, down one, right? For you with 7-on-7 though, personally, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but let's talk about the person side of things. What does 7-on-7 do for you in that sense?
Like as far as
just you as a person, like, you know, how you handle yourself, discipline, you know, mental preparation. How does it help you?
I'm more on the younger side right now, playing with the juniors and seniors because I'm 15 right now. So
yeah,
I'm playing against older kids. The older kids are motivating me. They're teaching me things that I didn't know. The coaches are teaching me things that I didn't know for me to be more disciplined. So I'm taking notes on what the older kids are doing. I'm taking notes on what the coaches are doing to make me a better player and a better person.
Oh, that's good. Plus you get the competition, right?
Yeah.
There's something to be said about 7-on-7 competition. You're playing against the best athletes, if not in Oregon, Washington, and other places, right? Do you think that makes you a better athlete?
Yeah, because like last weekend, I was going against somebody that I didn't know, and I realized, or I seen him on the internet, and he had offers, and I didn't even know that. So it's like,
wow.
I'm going against big talent, and I don't even know. And then there's some big talent out there that I do know. So
and then when you go back and Google them or whatever, and you find out, boy, that's who I was guarding.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like,
it's kind of it measures things for you.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Do you feel that this is 7-on-7 pro baller, 7-on-7? Do you think this is somewhere you're going to want to return to next year?
For sure. I feel like this could be the best for me because JB and Deshaun, as far as training, getting me ready for my next season, getting my footwork better, just everything. They're teaching me a lot, so I can bring it back to Sunset.
To other students or student athletes, why 7-on-7 at pro baller and how it's different?
7-on-7, like compared to
just in general programs, other 7-on-7s, maybe.
I feel like we have some of the best people in Portland right now in Oregon. We have a lot of media, so a lot of our kids they're getting on the media, they're getting realized like how we're doing an interview right now. So I feel like we're doing better than a lot more other programs.
And definitely not to put other programs down, because a lot of programs have a lot of things that they're doing as well. But it's kind of to let you know where things measure up a little bit, right? But definitely a lot of good 7-on-7 organizations out there. So let's discuss you as a player. Defensive back and slot receiver. What do you prefer to play at Sunset?
At Sunset, knowing that we lost about 20 seniors, so
that's a lot.
Yeah, our DBs are
thin.
Low right now.
Yeah.
So at Sunset, I feel like I would need to play DB, but I also want to play offense, and I feel like I can play both sides.
Perfect. What do you think are helpful? What's some good things about your coaches that make you a better athlete on the field and person off the field?
They keep us disciplined. Like, they keep us really ready for anything, or if we're slacking on anything, they'll check up on us and make sure that we're like, basically we're not falling behind or on the field. They're making sure that we're not walking, we're hustling up. And as far as conditioning too, they're making sure that we're ready for the games on
They're
Friday.
setting the tone.
Yeah.
Film session. How important is film session?
Really important.
Yeah.
We have film every week.
Now, not only do you have film here with Pro Baller 7-on-7, but you have film in high school when it comes to Sunset, the Apollos.
Yeah.
Do you feel you learn a lot from that film session?
Yeah, especially last year, because I'm pretty sure it was freshman through senior, so we're watching varsity film. We're seeing what the varsity players are doing. We're learning stuff from them to make sure that we put it into our game, like the younger guys.
Mm-hmm.
So then when we play on Thursdays,
Mm-hmm.
we can learn from the seniors.
Mm. Pick one strength from either position, DB or slot receiver. What's a strength out of each one for you?
I feel like my footwork would be a strength for both positions right now.
Now, a lot of student athletes in general don't like to talk weaknesses.
Yeah.
What's one weakness you're working on to get better at for each one?
For offense, I would say working on my hands because I was a running back and I was more of a DB, so I'm really working on playing receiver more and getting my hands better.
Mm-hmm.
And for DB, I'm working on getting my hands more involved as far as pressing or when the ball's thrown to somebody, so I can get the ball out. But I've been working on that pretty good, and it showed in the.
I mean, because the thing is, quarterbacks get it to you fast,
Yeah.
right? And you got to be ready. Hands got to be ready to go. Sometimes you're in traffic as well, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to deal with the defensive back if you're playing receiver, or vice versa. If you're a DB, you have to have good hands too, right? Deflect balls, catch balls, intercept, right? Well, I'll tell you, this has been Jalen Owens. He's a class of 2021 defensive back and slot receiver for the Sunset Apollos in the 6A league here in OSAA, Oregon football. I'll tell you, it's been a pleasure, Jalen, just to get to know you.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you being on Outside the Games. But we're not done, my friend. We got this thing called the Quick Blitz. A lot of these student athletes love this session because we get to know you a little bit personally, right?
All right.
Favorite food, my friend?
Burgers.
Burgers?
Yeah.
Does it matter what kind of burger?
Really, any burger I'll eat.
Okay.
It'll probably be good to me.
Okay. Well done, though.
Medium.
Do you want it medium?
Well.
Okay. He likes it a little bit pink. All right. Favorite dessert?
Probably brownies and ice cream.
Brownies and ice cream. Hot, warm brownies
Yeah.
and ice cream. Melted. Yeah. I got you. Favorite musical artist?
Right now,
I've
been listening to more NBA Youngboy right now.
Okay, NBA Youngboy's got your attention.
Yeah.
What song?
I don't know. I like a lot of his songs. I feel like it motivates me, or it'll get me in my zone, really.
Okay. I'm going to ask you this question because I've asked this once before. Do you wear headphones or earbuds?
Earbuds.
Aha, right. And NBA Youngboy's in there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Favorite shoe?
Favorite shoe? Probably be Jordan 11s.
Man, everybody likes those Jordan 11s.
Yeah.
Man, retro Jordan 11s. Okay. You know the retro 6s go out not too long
Yeah,
ago.
the 6s are nice too.
Yeah.
I think those would be my second.
Second ones, yeah. Favorite cleat to wear? I'm gonna bring it to the turf, man.
I've been looking at, it was like Nike Carbon Fiber or something like that. It's like a 2016 cleat. It's low top.
Oh, interesting. You're going back.
Yeah.
You're taking it old school a little bit.
I used to have them when I played like a while ago, and I'm trying to get them probably again this year.
So my man's bypassing 3 Stripe. He's bypassing Vapor Max. You're going Nike Carbon 2016.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I feel you. Last movie you just saw?
I think it's called Us. It's something like that.
I remember it's a scary movie.
Yeah.
Black Family.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Pretty big hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it scare you?
No, I don't get scared a lot.
Okay, so it doesn't scare you. I got you. I want to be tough. I got you. What favorite car would you like to drive?
Like any car?
Any car, my man.
Ooh, probably like a Lamborghini Aventador.
Oh my gosh, what color?
I would say red, but kind of lime green.
Okay. Like out of a Crayola crayon box, my man. Look at you. All right. Got to be decked out inside and out, though, right?
Yeah.
You got to have it. Stepping out of that Lamborghini, you know. Apple or Android, and why?
Apple. I used to have an Android.
See, there are student athletes that used to have Android phones. It is possible. What was about that Android phone that frustrated the heck out of you?
It didn't feel like like Apple, they have a lot of good quality with their phones. Like, it's just everything, the headphones,
Mm-hmm.
the chargers. Well, the chargers
Mhm.
break a lot, but Apple, I feel like they have good quality, but Android, I don't think they have really good quality.
Okay. Okay. With you, what game console would you prefer? Xbox or PlayStation?
I would say Xbox, because
Okay.
most of my friends have it, and I've been playing for at least 3 years on Xbox.
Favorite
so
game?
Rainbow Six.
All right. Got friends? What's your handle?
Handle? Like, what do
Yeah.
you mean?
Handle, like where they find you online.
Oh, just my friends from school. That's who I play with.
Okay. You don't have a specified handle for the game.
No.
Okay. Just chat room type stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Take it serious for a little bit. If you're running late somewhere and you had to tell somebody that you're running late, would you call or text and why?
I would probably text, and I would text because they could be busy, or they probably couldn't take the call. So if they see the text, they could look at their phone and know that I'm probably gonna be late.
Okay. Favorite destination spot you would want to go anywhere in the world?
Well, since I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, I haven't been there in probably 2 or 3 years, so that'll probably be it.
You can go back home.
Yeah.
All right. You can go back home. Let's take it here. If there was one thing, Jalen, you could change in the world, one thing you could have an impact on in the world today, what would that one thing be?
Really, I'd probably say helping people get off the streets, really. Because
Homelessness.
homeless is like a big problem around the world, so.
I mean, you're seeing people tented up on overpasses,
Yeah.
parks, right? We believe in student athletes make for stronger communities. Jalen, give me an example what a student athlete like yourself could do in the community to make it better. Or have you done something?
As far as like school with people, if they're getting bullied or something, or if they're going through a tough time, I'd probably give them advice to help them feel better.
No, that's a good one. That's a good one. Well, I'll tell you, I got one last question for you, Jalen. I know you're going to get it right because you're going to be a junior. Not going to be a senior. There's a probability you might get this wrong, but I don't think so. What would Jalen prefer? Okay. We're going to take it here. Would you prefer a new Nike jacket with a broken zipper, or would you rather be on Outside the Games?
I'd rather be on Outside the Games.
That's what I'm talking about. This guy's smart. I tell you, it's been a pleasure, Jalen Owens. I tell you, this is a student athlete on and off the field. He's got it together. He's working at it. Junior year is going to be a challenging year, but he'll put it together. And I think that's one thing we've learned about is the perseverance of the student athlete. We've got to be able to get in their mind a little bit of who they are. And this is somebody that here in the Sunset Apollos in the 6A, he's really trying to make an impact, not only on the field, but off the field as well. So we appreciate you being on our show on Outside the Games, Jalen Owens. We wish you the best, no doubt, for your junior year coming up here at Sunset, but also Pro Baller, 7-on-7. So this has been Jalen Owens, class of 2021, DB, slot receiver. Look for him. Look for Sunset. They're going to have quite a year this year. And I'm Kevin Ment with Outside the Games. Thank you for watching.